Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the hidden stories behind coins the world overlooked for years. Because today's coin is something that can change how you look at pocket change forever. You're probably familiar with the common Indian One Rupee coin from 2017. Many of you might have held in your pocket, used it to make small purchases, or maybe even tossed it into a jar at home without thinking twice. But what if I told you that this One Rupee coin, the kind most of us grew up with, has a story and potential that most people have completely ignored? What if I told you that something so ordinary in your hand could be extraordinary in value? And in fact, there are rare versions of this coin that have crossed incredible valuations, even up to $880,000. Stick with me, because you'll want to hear every second of this. Let's start with context, because understanding value always begins with history. The Indian One Rupee coin is a symbol of modern India's economic identity. It represents a period in Indian currency where tradition met transition, where the design of coins began reflecting a country that was rapidly moving forward, embracing globalization, yet determined to hold on to its cultural roots. The 2017 One Rupee coin is a snapshot of that time. It was minted in massive numbers, yes, but like any coin, not all examples are equal. For most people, the standard coin is worth exactly that face value and nothing more. But for the connoisseur, the collector, and a man who appreciates legacy and subtle nuance, there are aspects of this coin that can make it priceless. It starts with design. When you look at the 2017 One Rupee coin, you see the denomination, the year, and the distinctive symbols chosen by the Indian Mint. But what most people don't realize is that every single detail on a coin is a potential key to rarity. How deep are the engravings? How sharp are the edges? Are the letters perfectly aligned? Did the mint press produce a flawless strike? These are the questions serious collectors ask, and these are the details that can separate an everyday piece from a once-in-a-lifetime find. Now, you might be thinking, wait, this was a modern coin made recently. How can anything from 2017 be rare? It's a smart question, and the answer lies in the subtleties of production and survival. Even though the mint produced millions of these coins, not all were created under perfect conditions. There were variations in metal composition, tiny shifts in die alignment, and moments when the minting process changed slightly due to planned updates or even unplanned issues. Every one of those variations creates a potential rarity. Let's talk about the minting process for a moment, because this is where the heart of coin collecting really beats. When a coin is struck, a master die presses into a blank planchet with tremendous force. Ideally, this produces a clear, crisp image. But if the die is beginning to wear, or if the planchet has a tiny imperfection, the resulting coin can have subtle differences that most people never notice. For the average person, these variations are invisible. For a seasoned collector, these are the clues that tell a much bigger story. Men who are in their 50s, 60s, and beyond understand the value of looking beneath the surface. You know that experience counts. You know that things most people throw away often carry hidden worth. Collecting coins isn't just a hobby. For many, it's a lifelong pursuit of discovery, appreciation, and respect for history. And the 2017 One Rupee coin might just be one of those surprising finds that rewards patience and knowledge. Another critical aspect is condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. A coin that has been handled roughly, scratched, or exposed to the elements loses value quickly. But a coin that has been kept away from moisture, untouched in a collection, or stored in perfect conditions retains its full potential. In fact, the difference in value between a worn coin and an immaculate one can be staggering. That's why serious collectors will pay significant amounts for untouched pieces that still look nearly brand new. Yet another factor is eye appeal. This is the intangible quality that makes a coin striking at first glance. Even if two coins are technically similar, one might have a luster, a surface quality, a balance in design that makes it much more desirable. That's the kind of nuance that experienced men who have been around the block a few times can appreciate. It's not about market hype. It's about substance. Now let's talk about survival rate. Most coins that were minted are used in everyday transactions. They get scratched, they get worn down, they get lost or melted for metal. Only a tiny percentage survive in exceptional condition over time. And the older a coin gets, the fewer perfect examples remain. Even though the 2017 coin is relatively modern, it's already nearly a decade old. That's enough time for countless coins to have been lost or damaged. What remains in top condition is already a small fraction of the original production. Then there's the human element. Collecting coins isn't just about numbers and statistics. It's about stories, memories, and connection. Think about the men in this audience. Many of you remember the old days when coins were more than metal. They were part of everyday life, part of the fabric of family and work and travel. You understand that a coin from India isn't just currency. It's part of a culture that spans centuries, a culture of resilience, craftsmanship, and pride. Holding a coin in your hand connects you to the people who used it, the places it traveled, the hands it passed through. It's history you can touch. That's a powerful feeling. People often ask me how value is determined. It's not random. It's not guesswork. It's a combination of rarity, condition, demand, and story. When collectors seek a coin, they're not just buying metal. They're buying history. They're buying preservation. They're buying a moment frozen in time. And that's what drives serious valuations. There have been cases, very rare, where specific variations of modern coins, including the One Rupee from 2017, have surfaced that show unique minting characteristics that are not found in the standard issue. These could be differences in lettering depth, misplaced symbols, doubled strikes, or planchet errors. These are the coins that capture attention at the highest levels of numismatics. And when such a coin appears, it can attract intense interest from collectors all over the world. Now imagine a coin that ticks all the boxes. A perfectly preserved condition, a unique minting variation, a rare survival, eye appeal that makes collectors stop in their tracks, history that resonates. Those are the coins that break records. Those are the coins that serious collectors dream about. Those are the coins that remind experienced men why they started collecting in the first place. And this brings us back to the 2017 Indian One Rupee coin. Ordinary at first glance, but under the right circumstances, extraordinary in value. It represents something more than face value. It represents the possibility that ordinary objects, when understood deeply, can be extraordinary. It represents the patience, the wisdom, and the appreciation that seasoned collectors bring to the table. So if you have a drawer full of old coins, don't dismiss them all as worthless. Take a closer look. You might find something that deserves a deeper inspection. Because in the world of coins, what looks common can sometimes be priceless. And finally, to bring this full circle and show just how powerful this can be, specific rare examples of the Indian One Rupee coin from 2017 have been valued at $880,000. Yes, you heard that right. $880,000 for a One Rupee coin that most people pass by without a second thought. That's the kind of story that makes collectors sit up. That's the kind of discovery that reminds us to look deeper. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden value of coins, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more stories that turn the ordinary into the extraordinary.